Police sirens cut through the air as hundreds of people stand around a river bank in the backyard of a local farmer. Right in front of them is something that at first glance can't be explained. This thing was found by a farmer who was just taking a walk in his backyard. This day started out like any other day for that farmer Jose Antonio Neva, a farmer in Buenos Aires, saw that the sun was shining on his new house, so he and his dog went for a walk in the backyard on Christmas Day. He hadn't yet explored the farm's acres of land, including the riverbank and streams, so he opened the back door and went outside. Jose had no idea that he was about to change the course of history. Jose was walking next to the riverbank with his dog when he saw something strange in the murky water. It looked like a huge giant black egg stuck in a bank. Jose stopped where he was. What did it mean? He got a sudden urge to know what was going on. His gut told him to look more closely. As Jose got closer to the strange thing, he saw that it was covered in mud all the way around. He decided to try to dig it out, and as he did, the size of the object became clearer. How tall is it? It was too big to be an egg because it was too wide. So what did it mean? Jose had been digging at this thing for 15 minutes when he wiped the sweat off his forehead. He had trouble getting it out of the mud along the riverbanks. As he sighed and looked at his dog friend, he realized he needed more hands to figure out what this thing was. He called his wife for help. Jose told her that he had found a huge egg that looked like it came from a dinosaur. His wife didn't know what to say, so she laughed and said she didn't believe him and thought it was a joke. But they soon found out that it wasn't a joke. When Jose's wife got to the bank of the river, she couldn't say a word about what she saw. She wanted to know more, so she helped Jose try to dig the mysterious object out of the ground without hurting it. But no matter how hard they tried, the couple kept looking at each other inside. They were aware that they needed help. Jose called 911 and hoped that when he told them what he had found in his backyard, they would believe him. But on the other hand, Carlos Pegasini talking to the police is not something that usually happens in a small town. At first, they thought Jose was joking and that the call was from some bored teenagers playing a joke. But this call wasn't a joke. Jose talked the police into coming to look at the thing, and they did. When they got there were hundreds of people on the riverbank taking pictures of this out-of-this-world object. Jose's dog started to explore the area as the people took pictures. He had no idea that his dog was about to help the police find out more. As the dog sniffed around, his tail waving in the air, he started to bark and growl near where the big and strange object was found. What did the dog that was with Jose found? The bark woke up Jose and the rest of the crowd right away. They knew that they had to do more and bring in experts. With tensions high and no clear answers, the police decided to call in 2 local archaeologists to try to figure out what was going on. When the 2 archaeologists got there, they thought that this object was a piece of history. They were so excited and knew this was going to be a day they would never forget, and they were right. The 2 archaeologists started to clean off the mud and help dig the object out of the riverbank. It looked like it was made of scales and had a green shimmer on it. As they dug deeper, they suddenly realized how big and heavy this strange object was. They were stumbling around in the sticky, muddy water as the sun beat down on them. The group finally got the artifact out after a few hours. They carefully put it on the transport so it could be taken back to the lab. They had no idea that they were about to find out some amazing things. In the lab, the archaeologists put the strange gel-like structure of the object through a number of tests. Even though it took a while, they finally said that the 2-ton object had been found. It wasn't an egg, a stone, or something from outer space. At last, they knew what was going on. It turned out that this strange thing was actually a shell or piece of armor from a prehistoric animal. Scientists and researchers were over the moon about what they had found. At last, a reply. But they would soon find out that not everyone shared their excitement. As news of the discovery spread, experts said they thought it was a fake and that it had been set up. Many scientists said they couldn't come up with answers that made sense and were solid. They wondered how the shell could have been kept in such good shape and standing up. But this wasn't a fake discovery at all. Researchers say that South America was full of glyptodons more than 100 years ago. These animals looked like a VW beetle and weighed about the same as one. But Jose, the farmer who found the shell first, had more questions. When Professor Lister heard that this discovery was said to be a fake, he disagreed and said that the shell looks like a real glyptodon shell. Jose was relieved to find out that it was what he thought it was, but he still wondered why it was in his backyard and how long it had been there. It was thought that glyptodons came from South America and had lived there for tens of millions of years. There have also been discoveries of their bones in Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. But scientists still couldn't figure out one thing. When scientists looked at the shell, they saw that the hole for the head was different from the hole for the tail. Scientists said that the hole didn't look like it was caused by a fight, so there was only one more possible explanation. There's a chance that this damage happened not too long ago. The huge fossil that was found on the farm looked like it was about 3 feet long. Paleontologists, on the other hand, think that the shell belonged to a young Glotodon. Adults of this species can grow to be up to 11 feet long. Even now, Jose can't believe what he found when he was just taking a walk in his backyard. He will always remember how uncertain and interested he felt when he first saw the shells. It will be a moment that will stay in his mind forever.